Welcome to ScratchStart. In this session, we are going to see a DOM visualizer. I am selected this project because since the past 3 months, I've mainly focused on. Initially, I have mainly focused on the HTML CSS series to focus on learn or about the HTML and CSS styling options and other things. And next, I started the JavaScript series. This is for to learn about the basics of JavaScript like syntaxes and other things. Now we have to test my JavaScript understanding and logical thinking and things like that. So for that purpose, I asked my friend, one of my friends, to give me some problems and other things. Problems, mainly problems. I asked for suggestions too, but I will not say that now. I asked for problems. They gave me a list of 5 problems. This is one of the problems they gave. I am going to do it today. We will see for the next 5 days. We will be seeing that, including today. That means next 4 days. Sorry, including today and plus 4 days. So this is what we are going to do for this week. So I have wrote the HTML structure and CSS stylings, and let's go to the browser. See, this is the HTML structure I have wrote in CSS stylings with this stylings. Here in the left hand right hand side of the browser, there will be another thing, another nodal tree will be appearing. We have to write that with the JavaScript. That is our main goal. What the main goal here we have to achieve is the tree will be available here in this right side, and when we click the specific element, it will get selected, highlighted here too, whether it is a parent or child or button, and the specific HTML tag will appear. Whatever tag we click, that will appear here. So that is what we are going to do now. So I have already created the variables using the identifiers. Now we will go straight to the program logics. Initially, I am creating a variable called selected element. And giving it a value as null. I am giving a null because selected element equal to null represent a clean state, simply as clean state. That means if already a tag is selected, it will clear that and make it as empty, clean state. What exactly that means is, it is simply, we are explicitly saying that this variable exists, selected element variable exists, but it is currently has no value. That is simply saying that in coding language. That's all. Now we have to build the DOM tree. To build a DOM tree, I am writing a function called build tree with the parameters element and container. So inside that, I am creating a new variable called node. Inside that node, and this node variable will create a new element. New division element, and this new division element node variable with the new division element will have a class list of node, and then we have to change this node's text content to lowercase. And I forgot to say another important thing. I have told about selected element variable, right? This select element variable have 2 main purposes too. I forgot to say that. That is also an important thing. It will act as a tracking current choice thing. It will also track the current choice. That means the JavaScript needs a way to remember which element is clicked last. if that selected element variable is not included, the browser will forget what you clicked the moment you take your finger off the mouse button. Only when you have to maintain the click pressure constantly. That means it have to be clicked all the time to keep it in memory. Otherwise, it will forget. That is not possible, right? So that is why we are controlling with the code now here. So and we will continue with the building a DOM tree, and then we will select this node variable and give it an add event listener. The event is click. Inside the write of function with parameter e, and select the event writing stop propagation. The stop propagation means this is a JavaScript method. It is used to stop an event from bubbling at the DOM tree. I have shown in the browser. Here a DOM tree will be produced. Actually, I have said right. A list HTML structure will be created. That is a DOM tree that will be produced here, and that this stop propagation will prevent it from bubbling. That means if the variable is clicked, if an element is clicked, it will show only that clicked element. It will not bubble and go to trace its way back to the rest of the root of the document. For that purpose, stop propagation method is used. And then highlight element with the variable as element is introduced. This will what this does is, when we click the particular tag in HTML tag like element here, it will get a highlighter here, that for that purpose. And next highlight the node. Highlight node with variable node, and that's all. Now we have to append everything to the container. Select the container, append the child node. Node will be appended to the container. What this container means is, the container here will be created. That means the DOM tree section, that is the container here. And next the same build tree function, another section is another part, that is, I will now say now, select a variable called children, and it takes the input from element dot children. We don't have to specify the extract or assign a variable children, because this is a default thing. It will take this from the HTML file. In the document HTML, this is a parent, the whole parent root. From that, this is all a child or a children. So it will take from the HTML file. So if in the total HTML file, if the children length is greater than 0, that means children dot length is greater than 0, an array will be created. I am giving it here a length, using a length here, because when the HTML tags or the elements are transferred in the browser, it will be considered as the list of elements. That's all. it won't be considered as a practical JavaScript array. So for that method we have to use another thing. We have to use a particular thing, that means a particular technique to consider it as an array, JavaScript array. First we have to stack it initially. So if it is 0 greater than 0, I have to say create child container. Only when the elements are available, child container will be created, and the child container will create a new element. Create element div, and then just for visibility I am giving child container dot style dot margin left go to 20 pixel. I am giving it, and then next in the same thing I have already said it will be considered as a list of elements, right? We have to convert it into an array. I have already said that. So to convert into an array, I am creating a new constructor called array, and it will take the input from the children, and in the children, from each of the variable the child will be checked, and it will be transferred to the build tree function. Build tree function with parameters child and child container. Now we have to append this to a child container. Only then we can see that in the browser as an output. Container dot append child dot child container. And yeah, then that's all. This whole build a DOM tree is the main brain or the main operation that happened in the browser. Reload, we can see anything because we haven't yet wrote the main function here. To see that exact thing, I'm writing another function called highlight the element, to highlight the elements now. To highlight the elements, I'm creating a new function called highlight element with a parameter e. Inside that element I am giving document dot query selector all. By this method I am selecting all the elements with the class highlight, and for each using for each method I am selecting e. I am writing a function e dot class list dot remove the class list highlight. This will remove the highlight class list. And then in the same function select the element and give it a class list of highlight. what is happening here is we are selecting all the elements and removing the highlight class, and then selecting the particular only one variable, only one element, that is the clicked element, the element we clicked. For that only element we will add the class highlight, and then that selected element will be assigned as the selected element variable, selected element, and then we have to print that info. So for that I am changing the text content to selected, open the tag, give the values el dot tag name dot to lowercase. And close the tag. So this exact thing will when we highlight the specific element is clicked, it will get highlighted and the specific tag name will be printed, shown in the browser. That's all. Now we will highlight the tree node. To highlight the tree node, I am writing a new function called highlight node. Function name is highlight node. Highlight node with the parameter node. Inside that function I am selecting all the elements. The same method we have done for the highlighting elements with the class called active node. And then for each of that element each of the node I am writing a function. That means adding the class list active node. That's all. Class list, remove the class active node, and then add to the only the selected node dot class list add the active node plus. That's all. Now the active node will be selected, highlighted. Now these two functions will happen on the right side of the browser. That is where the Java tree will be created. Now we have to write for this. When we click here, this is also clickable. See, the cursor is showing. We have to write it for that section now. So to click in the playground, calling it a playground. Give an add event listener. The event is click. Inside the write a function with the parameter e. Here also I am using the same method, e dot stop propagation. I already told what the stop propagation function is, so I will not say that again. And then include the highlight element, and it will highlight only the target, that is the highlight only the element we clicked. And then inside that write the event building simulation. What that says, it will select a target, and that particular target's tag name will get printed. That means it will bubble itself, it will create a bubbling effect there. And I already said what bubbling means. It will trace back its way to all the way to the root. So I'm selecting a new variable called current. Inside that current I'm giving a value as target variable, target element, and selecting a path as an empty array. In this path all the HTML elements will get filled. So for that filling operation I am selecting using a while loop with the variable current. In the path push the current tag name, and current equal to current parent element, and then we have to print that means we have to show the output in the browser too, right? When this happens, we have to change the info for text content equal to bubbling, and using concatenation method path.join this very particular symbol, next symbol, and it will get printed. And to print all of this we have to import that build tree function. Only then it will get printed. All this will happen only when the build tree is imported here on the end. This will give the initial tree. To initialize the tree, build tree with the parameters playground and tree, and that's all. Now we'll go to the browser. The whole JavaScript is now written. Now we'll go to the browser. There is some error. We have done some mistake. I don't know what we have done. Wait a minute. I will just check and I will be back in a second. Yeah, I have now fixed the errors. It is just some syntax errors that I did. That's all. And everything, the code is right. Now we will go to the browser. It is already visible. See, as I have said, the whole HTML structure, the nodal list is created, and when I click the element, see, it is highlighted in the visualizer, and the selected element is displayed here. When I click div, and when I click division, the parent, and even in here, when I click here, the whole path will get traced here. When I click button, see, the whole path is traced. This is called the bubbling effect. From the button, it will trace its way back to the root element. That is the HTML document, is the root element. When I click child, and I click the parent, yeah, it goes on. It can be done for as many elements as possible. And I will suggest you to think about this project for your if any students are watching, you can do this particular project to understand about JavaScript functioning. I will suggest learners who are thinking about learning JavaScript to start with the vanilla JS and get proficient and more skilled in vanilla JS first. And even more than that, I will ask you to stay updated with the updated or learn new things about the actual system. The languages can change and the syntax can change, but the whole concept will not change. But because while loop means while loop, even in Java, Python, Java, JavaScript, in everything, while loop means while loop. For if else means if else. That's all. The concept won't change. The idea of the coding will not change. Only the syntax changes. So I will suggest you to understand more about the concept, and then you can understand code. If you understand the concept, the coding will be a little easier. That's how I learned things. Even now, as I have learning JavaScript, I realized that after completing this JavaScript series, I will learn about DSA too. If from during that period, I will know more about this actual workings and other important things too. And I will also will learn about the system design and system architecture, because when I browse on the internet and learn things, that's what experts and experienced professionals say. The system design is the future, because anyone can generate code from the AI nowadays. But even though the learning coding is really inevitable, because AI can generate wrong codes and faulty codes. You have to know coding to understand what is wrong in that code. So yeah, that's the main reason you should learn coding. Only when you learn coding, you can generate the codes. And yeah, that's all I have to say. And that is it for today's session. And I hope this video might help some people, some of you guys. Please feel free to use this code and learn about it, and feel free to modify it or even expand it and share with me. It will be really helpful for me too. And yeah, that is it for today. And please like, share and subscribe, and I will meet you guys in the next session. Thank you. Have a nice day.